Dear friends and colleagues, welcome back to our afternoon session. And we start here with 7.3. This is the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, and I may ask to bring the Tokyo delegation in. And I have here Mr. Giladi, who wants to speak.
the IOC session in Monaco, President Bach very aptly quoted the words of Nelson Mandela. I too firmly believe that sport has the power to change the world. Tokyo 2020 has exerted the utmost efforts in our preparations for successful games in 2020 by drawing on the three themes outlined in the Agenda 2020, namely youth, sustainability, and credibility. Turning first to youth, the historic opportunity afforded to the Tokyo 2020 to propose additional events for the Tokyo 2020 Games is one of the prime features of the Agenda 2020. We aim to make the 2020 Games the most innovative in Games history. And thanks to the understanding of Chairman Carraro and Sports Director Mr. Kit McConnell, we have been able to propose a package of additional events that will appeal to young people around the world and raise excitement levels among the people of Japan. If these proposals are approved, we are confident that this will constitute a new chapter in the illustrious history of the Olympic Games. With regard to the second theme, sustainability, the recommendations set forth in the Agenda 2020 are guiding the overall direction of our venue plan review and are serving as a tailwind to drive our successful delivery of the 2020 Tokyo Games. Ensuring sustainable Games venues has been one of the overriding priorities, and 50% of venues contained in our current plans are existing facilities. The basic design of the new National Stadium has now been completed and includes many features that will ensure the sustainability of the structure. Construction of the stadium is scheduled for completion in November 2019, and the entire project is making excellent progress. Turning finally to credibility. Now that the integrity of sport is in a challenging time, Tokyo 2020 has been presented with the important mission of enhancing the value of sport in society and contributing to the promotion of the Olympic movement. Central to this are the athletes who should aim to serve as role models of integrity. Our Athletes Commission is being led by Tokyo 2020 Sports Director Koji Murofushi and includes several other medalists and Olympians, giving the athletes the opportunity to voice their views, which are being incorporated into all aspects of our Games operation. I would also like to extend my sincere gratitude to IOC board member Ms. Bokel for her valuable advice. The credibility is important not only for the athletes, it is very necessary for the Japanese people as well as the spectators coming from the world over. We have been benefiting from monthly regular dialogue with Mr. Coates and Mr. Gilady to better clarify the respective roles and responsibilities of the Tokyo Metropolitan Government, the national government, and the organizing committee. 3 days ago, there was a gubernatorial election in Tokyo, a hosting city. I'm sure you know about the consequence. I would introduce that Governor Koike was elected first woman governor in Tokyo. Predecessor Mr. Masuzoe was making enormous efforts to bring about the most innovative games in the history of Olympic Games. He paid due heed to the ideals contained in Agenda 2020, and he was proceeding with the reviews of the Games plan. I think his contribution must be highly commended. Now, the new governor, she is going to be the first ever woman governor of Tokyo Metropolis. In the past, as a politician, she was in charge of the Defense Ministry. She was also the ministry in charge of environment. She is a powerful woman with a lot of executive capability. I'm sure that she is going to carry on the trustful relationship nurtured with the people of IOC, and I'm sure that she is going to make efforts for the successful Games. Also, yesterday, there was a cabinet reshuffle in the government of Japan. Ms. Tamayo Marukawa was given the portfolio of in charge of Tokyo Olympic and Paralympic Games, the ministerial portfolio. Ms. Marukawa is a member of the House of Councillors. Her constituency city is Tokyo, and therefore she knows every bit about Tokyo from corner to corner. She was an environment minister. She's well versed with environmental matters. I'm sure that Tokyo Games is going to be one which will pay due heed to the sustainability. Also, new next minister, Mr. Matsuno, I know him for many years. Amongst my friends, he is one of the person most knowledgeable about sports education, educational administration. We at Tokyo 2020 will have a closer collaboration with the new governor and the new ministers for the successful game, so that we will create the successful game, leaving tangible and intangible social values which will remain, and we will proceed with our studies from respective positions. In 2 days' time, Rio Games will start. I would like to pay my tribute and respect to the Rio 2016 Organizing Committee and everyone involved in the preparations for the Rio 2016 Games for their outstanding efforts, and I wish them very best of luck. For the successful delivery of the Games, I know that there is a long road for us to travel. And 4 years is a time period that focuses the mind. We will continue to exert our every best efforts to preserve the integrity of the Olympic Games, ensuring the successful delivery of the 2020 Games, and forging a new glorious chapter in the history of the Games. Personal matters, sorry to introduce. Last year, I had an operation of my cancer, the second operation. The my chief physician was against the idea of me coming to this IOC session in Rio de Janeiro, but thanks to the cooperation by the doctors and because of the new effective medication, now I'm growing my hair. And I lost so much weight, but now I regained to the level of 90 kilos. So I'm full of vigor and energy. I'm here with you, and this gives me immense joy, and I'm so moved that I'm here with you here in Rio de Janeiro. Yesterday, I went to the ceremony at the Olympic Village. It was a fantastic ceremony. It was the supreme quality of hospitality, fusing the traditional culture of Brazil and contemporary culture. And I'd like to thank you for arranging such a ceremony for Japanese athletes. In the Olympic Village, I saw the signature of President Bach on the Olympic Truce mural. And I saw in TV some days ago the moment that President Bach was signing this Olympic Truce mural. So I was very much touched, and I was moved by the fact that the Olympic Games is a symbol of peace. In Tokyo Games, 4 years hence, I hope that we will have a peaceful world, and we will have a lot of participation from all of you concerned, and we would like to make efforts so that we can achieve world peace by that time. So in concluding my speech, I have caused a lot of worry about the emblem, but the emblem was decided in April of this year, and I'd like to introduce this emblem to you. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Different rectangular shapes represent diversity. With mutual respect and support, diversity becomes unity. The thrill of sports inspires us and makes hearts around the world beat together as one. This is where a dazzling future begins.
Sports has the power to change the world and our future. The Tokyo 1964 Games completely transformed Japan. The Tokyo 2020 Games the most innovative in history, will bring about positive reform to the world. President Bach, distinguished members of the IOC, I am Toshiro Muto, CEO of Tokyo 2020. In 20 short days, Tokyo 2020 will take possession of the Olympic flag. It will be a moment to consider our responsibility to the entire Olympic movement. And we are also determined to remember why we are hosting the Olympic Games. The Tokyo 1964 Games had a lasting impact on Tokyo and Japan. They provided Japanese people with new hope for the future. We believe that Tokyo 2020 can achieve the same effect. In recent years, we have often witnessed the unique power of sports and athletes, especially in supporting recovery and reconstruction after the 2011 earthquake and tsunami. Hundreds of athletes have brought joy and hope to more than 50,000 children in the affected Tohoku region. Over half a century, athletes in Japan have shown us the meaning of the Olympic values of excellence, friendship, and respect. They have brought hope and courage to our population, and they have made a significant contribution to the vigor of Japan. The 2020 Games will be held in the free, matured city of Tokyo and will put the athlete at center stage. We'll honor their status and seek again to harness the inspiration they bring to help strengthen the role and the values of sport in society. All supporting Tokyo 2020's Games vision to help bring positive change in the world with the most innovative games in history. Our vision is underpinned by 3 core concepts. First, achieving your personal best. Our commitment is to conduct comprehensive and flawless games preparation and operations to ensure the optimal environment, including safety and security, for all athletes to perform to the peak of their abilities. Second, unity in diversity. We are determined to create a new showcase for these values. Tokyo 2020 will begin our journey towards a free, inclusive society. Finally, connecting to tomorrow. Among our major legacy commitment is to connect a new generation to the games around the world. At the same time, we'll thank the international community for its support and encouragement after 2011. We'll demonstrate the success of Japan's recovery and show our vision for the future. Of course, the athlete experience will be key to the success of our games. Tokyo 2020's athlete-first concept continues to sit at the heart of all games planning and preparations. In January, we hosted an athlete-first workshop for Olympians and Paralympians in Tokyo. Our sports director, Koji Murofishi, sitting over there, was joined by members of the Tokyo 2020 Athlete Commission and by your IOC colleague, Claudia Bokel. 2 working groups were established to ensure that the views of the athletes will be fully reflected in all aspects of games operations. Tokyo 2020 will devise a framework for further discussions for more athletes to be involved in the process. Our commitment to athletes is also reflected in the Tokyo 2020 venue plan. Let us take a closer look at the plans in this short venue film.
Moving hearts around the world. It all starts here. Tokyo. A city full of tradition, inspiration, and innovation. Today, 35 million people in the greater Tokyo area bring diversity to the metropolis. They spark energy and generate culture, making this city amazing. In 2020, Tokyo will go beyond amazing. Ignited by top athletes and fueled by millions and millions of spectators around the world. Tokyo 2020 Olympic and Paralympic venues present infinite excitement. Sharing that one concept, venues for the Tokyo Games are located in two distinct zones. The Heritage Zone invokes the legacy of the 1964 Olympics. The Tokyo Bay Zone symbolizes the metropolitan area's future. At the intersection of the two zones, the Athletes' Village provides a comfortable environment for our athletic heroes. 10 minutes into the Heritage Zone is the new Olympic Stadium, hosting the opening and closing ceremonies and athletics and football. Table tennis will be held in a neighboring legacy venue. While handball, Paralympic badminton, and wheelchair rugby will also take place in a legacy site. Equestrian events will be held at a venue also used in the 1964 Games. These venues will host rugby, football, badminton, modern pentathlon, and wheelchair basketball. Other Heritage Zone venues will host boxing, judo, road cycling, weightlifting, and powerlifting. Most of these are existing venues. The Tokyo Bay Zone features waterfront venues for volleyball, wheelchair basketball, gymnastics, boccia, BMX cycling, tennis, and wheelchair tennis, as well as the International Broadcast Center and the main press center. Triathlon, marathon swimming, and beach volleyball are also compactly arranged in this area. The hockey stadium, and the sites for equestrian, canoe, and rowing are also located in the waterfront area. This venue at the east end of the Tokyo Bay Zone will host fencing, taekwondo, wrestling, goalball, sitting volleyball, and wheelchair fencing. Canoe slalom, archery, aquatics, and Paralympic swimming will also be held in this area. Most venues are accessible within 30 minutes of the Athletes' Village. Other venues such as shooting, golf, basketball, sailing, and cycling also boast easy access for the athletes. Venues across Japan, including the football stadiums, will be packed with spectators cheering on the athletes. From Tokyo to the world, driving endless possibilities. Everlasting legends and countless dreams.
Let me emphasize that sustainability remains a guiding principle of our Games preparations. In line with the Olympic Agenda 2020, Tokyo 2020's revised Benny Plan features over 50% existing facilities. We are continuing to collaborate with Tokyo Metropolitan Government and other related entities to ensure that sustainability is embedded in every part of the project. So far, I have talked about athletes and venues, the essence of the Games. But we are determined that Tokyo 2020 Games will also be much more than a festival of sport. We are developing a nationwide series of projects, initiatives, and events which we are calling actions. Last month, we formulated a comprehensive Action and Legacy Plan 2016. The plan is based on 5 pillars: sport and health, urban planning and sustainability, culture and education, economy and technology, and recovery nationwide benefits, global communication. Our aim is to drive anticipation and momentum toward the Tokyo 2020 Games. To leave a wealth of lasting post-Games legacies throughout the whole of Japan by engaging as many people as possible in Games-related actions that encompass a variety of fields, time, and space. In October this year, we will launch the Tokyo 2020 Cultural Olympiad. Just one example of how Tokyo 2020 will benefit sectors outside of sport. The Cultural Olympiad will contribute to the revitalization of region Japan. It will promote the participation of the young people in cultural and artistic activities and nurture creativity. In education, we are planning a program of Olympic and Paralympic classes and experiences for children and young people in all over Japan. Our aim is to inspire young people to reach for a personal best, to promote deeper understanding of diversity, and to nurture a healthy international mindset. This autumn, we'll also see the launch of the Tokyo 2020 Nationwide Participation Program, which will include the 5 pillars of Action and Legacy Plan, and will invite the population to take an active role in delivering some of our actions, so that everyone in Japan can be part of the success of the Games. This all-Japan approach will be supported by the Games venues in other parts of the country. As you have seen, our venue plan will see Games events staged in Kanagawa, Saitama, Chiba, Shizuoka, Miyagi, and the Tohoku region, and the northernmost island of Hokkaido. We believe this is a very positive development, which will give many more Japanese people the chance to experience the power of the Games. Our pre-Games training camp program will extend the benefits of Tokyo 2020 to even more communications in Japan, where people will be able to interact with visitors from around the world. Our new online pre-Games training camp guide lists 289 outstanding facilities. We'll be introducing the online guide to NOCs here in Rio de Janeiro, and will continue to update the information leading up to 2020. I encourage everyone, Olympic team and visitors from around the world to take the chance to travel around our country and to experience for yourselves the natural beauty and traditional culture of Japan. We promise all visitors to Tokyo 2020 a unique welcome in the spirit of omotenashi, Japan's special culture of hospitality. We are asking all the people of Japan to strive for their own personal best and the welcome they will create. That welcome can also be found here in Rio for the duration of the 2016 Games. Our Tokyo 2020 Japan House in Rio will promote the 2020 Games and the wealth of attractions of Tokyo and Japan to visitors from around the world. Japan House is located in the Cidade das Artes Cultural Complex, the location for the opening of the IOC session. We hope as many of you as possible will join us for a special reception on the 7th of August. During the Rio 2016 Games, we will also be hosting 2 live sites in Tokyo area and in the 3 prefectures most affected by the 2011 earthquake and tsunami. We are determined that the people of Japan will be able to share the color, passion, and excitement of the Rio 2016 Games, and to witness themselves the power of sport to transform cities and lives. For Tokyo 2020, those positive Games benefits will come in a variety of forms, where the Tokyo 1964 Games left a hard legacy, bullet train, and other key infrastructure. Tokyo 2020 will focus also on less tangible benefits, including the inspiration and development of the next generation in our society. The young people who come in touch with the Olympic values will be the invariable asset of our society. For our team, the Rio 2016 Games will serve as a crucial learning opportunity. We are all looking forward to gaining first-hand experience of actual Games operations through the Observer Program. Our team has now grown to more than 700 staff members. On behalf of all of them, I express our thanks to you, members of the IOC. Your valuable guidance and advice across a wide range of subjects is greatly benefiting our team. We know that soon the eyes of the world will begin to turn towards Tokyo and Japan with a flag handover and the finale of Rio 2016 Games. We will use the passion of the Rio Games to drive our Rio to Tokyo program and further boost excitement for Tokyo 2020. We'll give our best to guarantee the successful delivery of our games, to return and justify the trust you have placed in Tokyo and Japan. Distinguished members of the IOC, we look forward to your continued guidance and advice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tokyo, for your report. And now I hand over to the President of the Coordination Commission, Mr.
My written report. I think, Mr. President, we could move to questions.
Excellent report, Mr. Coates. Best ever. Are there questions? Monsieur Estanguet.
Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you very much, President. Well done for your report. I must say that I have seen that there has been a very impressive marketing program provided, so congratulations. But I'd like to talk about the environmental challenges. You mentioned in your presentation that this was an important objective for you. And I was wondering whether you could give us some information as to what kind of innovation you are coming up with in this area. What are you doing for sustainable development and environment protection? We're in the Sustainability and Legacy Committee, and we're developing a strategy for the ICO for the next 4-year period. And there are some innovations which we could take on board in our own strategy. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Stange. I don't think there are any other questions, so perhaps I can give the floor straight away to Tokyo 2020 to answer Mr. Estangue's question.
Mr. Estangue, thank you for your question regarding sustainability. We published high-level sustainability plan and fundamental principles for the Sustainable Sourcing Code, confirming our commitment to delivering minimal impact gains and raising awareness of the importance of sustainability in today's world. We are embracing the entire concept of sustainability in games preparations, which covers not only environmental matters, but also consideration of human rights, working conditions, and practices, and management of supply chains. Moreover, we have incorporated several Japanese values into our plans, including the concept of mottainai in Japanese, or the sense of avoiding waste. In addition, we noted in our presentation, in line with Agenda 2020, we revised the venue plan features 50% existing facilities, and we have achieved cost cut more than $2 billion. We are continuing to collaborate with Tokyo Metropolitan Government to ensure that sustainability is embedded in every part of the project. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muto. Thank you again for your report, and also Mr. Coates for his brilliant report. And now we can move forward to the proposal of Tokyo 2020 with regard to the new sports package. You know that this Tokyo 2020 proposal is historic and the first of its kind. It was conceived through Olympic Agenda 2020 as a way to allow increased flexibility and evolution in the Olympic program. Tokyo 2020 have worked over a year to prepare this package of sports for our review. And I would already now like to thank Tokyo 2020 for their great work in this respect. I would also like to thank the Olympic Program Commission and its chair Franco Carraro, and the Coordination Commission and its chair John Coates for their cooperation in this program. The IOC Executive Board considered this Tokyo 2020 proposal as a package, and as such it was also presented by Tokyo 2020, because you know very well the Olympic program is like a jigsaw puzzle. You cannot just add one piece here or pull out one other piece there. You always have to have the overall picture in consideration. And as such, the IOC Executive Board is considering this proposal a package, and also Tokyo 2020 is considering this to be a package pursuant to the respective rules of the Olympic Charter. We will now hear the presentation, then there will be the time for questions and answers. And I think it's worthwhile mentioning again that this proposal applies to Tokyo 2020 only and does not bind future organizers and organizing committees of the Olympic Games. So we will now have the presentation. You see for Tokyo 2020, Mr. Mori and Mr. Muto. You have for the Olympic Program Commission, Mr. Carraro, whom I would like to invite to join the podium. He will be assisted by Mr. McConnell, and we have Mr. Coates for the Coordination Commission. They're also being present and being assisted, I guess, then if needed, by Mr. Duby. So since this is a proposal of Tokyo 2020, I would like to give the floor to President Mori.
Dear IOC President Park, dear IOC members, dear friends, it gives me a great pleasure to be here today to present to you the first ever OCOG proposal, a historic process on new sports on behalf of Tokyo 2020 at this IOC session. It is indeed a great honor and privilege. Our Tokyo 2020, the additional event panel, and the entire Tokyo 2020 OCOG, including all relevant organizations, have been working tirelessly, acting in unison with the IOC and IFs to provide the most detailed proposals as possible. Shortly after the IOC's adoption of the Olympic Agenda 2020 in December 2014, we established a Tokyo 2020 additional event program panel made up of leading members from Japan's sporting community, the Tokyo Metropolitan Government, the national government, and the business community. And we held our first meeting in February 2015. Following this meeting, we set about formulating a fair and open process aimed at selecting a package of proposals that would both inspire young people and raise expectations among the people of Japan. In September last year, we proposed a package of 18 events drawn from 5 very different sports to the IOC. The Tokyo 2020 Games vision states that the Tokyo 2020 Games will be the most innovative in history and bring about positive change to the world, the international sporting community, and the Olympic movement. Our proposal resonates perfectly with the 3 core concepts that underpin our Games vision. The inclusion of the package of new sports will afford young athletes the chance of a lifetime to realize their dreams of competing in the Olympic Games, the world's greatest sporting stage, and inspire them to achieve their best, both in sports and in life. In addition, by proposing such a wide range of sports in a single package, the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games has the opportunity to be one of the most unique and inclusive in Games history. People throughout Japan, the national federations responsible for the proposed sports, and in particular young athletes, are extremely interested in the outcome of today's meeting. So they are closely watching the outcome of today's meeting. Tokyo 2020 and Japan would like to thank you for your favorable consideration of this proposal, and we look forward today to a positive decision. This is 3 o'clock in the morning Tokyo time. And then when sun rises in the morning, the new additional sports will have been decided. I hope that it will be a joyous decision that you will make in this meeting. I'd like to now pass the floor to my colleague, Mr. Muto, for the details of the package. Thank you very much.
President Bach, distinguished members of the IOC, I am honored to present our proposals. We believe they will have an important impact on our games and on the Olympic movement. Our 18 proposed additional events are drawn from 5 very different sports: baseball and softball, karate, skateboarding, sports climbing, and surfing. We firmly believe these 5 sports will deliver significant benefits, including enormous worldwide youth appeal, increased excitement level in Japan, and great added value overall to the Tokyo 2020 Games. We believe they will also inspire hundreds of thousands of new young athletes to achieve their dreams of competing at the highest level around the world. Allow me to give some more details. First, baseball. So popular in Japan, it could almost be called our national sport. Softball is also extremely popular. Both these sports will feature 6 teams. 144 athletes will participate in the baseball event, 90 athletes in softball. Next, karate. Born in Japan, now a sport with a massive following around the world. Karate will feature 20 athletes in the kata discipline and 60 athletes in the kumite discipline. 80 athletes will participate overall. Third, skateboarding, which fits perfectly with Tokyo's urban image and which is immensely attractive to young people throughout the world. Skateboarding will consist of the street and the park discipline. A total of 80 athletes will compete, 40 in each discipline. The fourth sports climbing, is something completely different for the Olympic Games. The power and technique of the climbers competing on the vertical face will add the unique dimension. Sports climbing will consist of one combined event of bouldering, lead, and speed disciplines. 40 athletes will participate. Finally, surfing, with strong links to youth culture. The surfing competition will focus on the shortboard form of the sport. It will include 40 athletes in total. The 18 events will add 474 athletes to the sports program for Tokyo 2020. All 5 sports are popular in Japan and in our neighboring countries. Of course, we at Tokyo 2020 will plan carefully to minimize impact on our budget. We are pleased to already have reached a consensus on potential venues with each international federation. Mr. John Coates will speak more about this later in the presentation. Let me finish by restating our strong belief that the sports in this package will inspire and excite athletes and spectators in Japan and around the world. I'd now like to pass the floor back to the chairman of the Olympic Program Commission, Mr. Franco Carolo.
Mr. President, dear friends and colleagues, first of all, I would like to thank Tokyo Organizing Committee for his big effort. Then I would like to thank all the members of the Program Commission and Keith and his team of the IOC administration for their collaboration. First of all, I would like to underline some points which concern Agenda 2020. The inclusion of any additional event in new sports is separate to the review for the Olympic International Federation event programs for Tokyo 2020. The 28 sports were decided in Buenos Aires, and around the 310 events will be decided by the IOC Executive Board next year in June. Additional events and quota in new sports will be considered on top of the quota specified by the Olympic Charter in the existing Olympic program. They will not take away athletes and event quota places from the Olympic sports. The additional athletes who would be introduced following the inclusion of 5 sports would be accommodated as all the other athletes in the Olympic Village, but this should not impact the room allocations of the existing approximately 10,500 athletes. The International Federation of New Sports will only be included in the Olympic program Tokyo 2020. The new sports will not be included in ASOIF Games revenue distribution to the 28 Olympic International Federation. In no way should the Tokyo 2020 proposal be taken as a precedent. Future host cities may choose sports that are relevant from their point of view. The Olympic Program Commission conducted analysis after the proposal of Tokyo from November of last year until March of this year. The Program Commission met in March, and then we presented the approval of the proposal to the Executive Board, which in June decided to accept the proposal, which is, as the President well explained, a package, considering that it seems to the Program Commission impossible to say this is a little bit better, this is less better than the other. I would like to make some comments concerning the 5 sports. Baseball and softball. First of all, we have to consider that the fact that the 2 sports put together in a unique organization is an important progress. Softball does not present any specific problem. Concerning baseball, baseball reached agreement with all professional leagues except the ones of United States, with which the discussions are still proceeding. The Japanese leagues is engaged to stop activity for all period of the 17 days of the Olympic Games in Tokyo. Concerning karate, the International Federation recognized by the IOC has confirmed an open qualification to all athletes which practice karate in the world. Concerning skateboard and sport climbing, they are both popular with unique culture focused on youth. Both sports have passionate community with a real focus on social media and digital engagement. Concerning skateboarding, the agreement between the International Federation recognized by the IOC and organization, representative, elite level athletes and event will work under control of Tokyo Olympic Skateboarding Commission and naturally with the sport department of the IOC administration. Concerning sport climbing, offer global participation and many development opportunities with Japan and around the world. Finally, surfing is a very popular and very spectacular sport. We underline the fact that we will need to pay much attention to weather forecasting for the waves. We have to arrange hours concerning the different climate situation. I would like to ask Mr. Coates, as a chairman of Coordination Commission, to implement my report, which is short, but you have received all the detailed report, but there are some issues that Mr. Coates can give you. Thank you, Mr. Coates.
Thank you, Mr. Carraro. And indeed, you have here the full report about all the proposals in your files. And now, Mr. Coates for the Coordination Commission.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Carraro, and colleagues from Japan. There has been a very thorough review of where these sports would be located and the impact on the venue master plan. And we've settled on a mix of iconic and innovative urban venues that have a real connection, though, to the city and the people of Japan. Baseball and softball are, as you've heard, top sports in Japan. They already play in many stadiums that would fulfil Olympic requirements. The Tokyo 2020 has conducted a feasibility on hosting both tournaments in the one stadium, and that will be possible. And Yokohama Stadium has been identified as the main venue, which would bring baseball and softball tournaments to the part of Japan where the sport is most popular, about 40 minutes from the Olympic Village. For karate, there are a number of opportunities. Amongst them is the Nippon Budokan, which is set to host the judo competition. It was the host of the first ever Karate World Championships, and it would be the 50th anniversary of those championships in 2020. It's the spiritual home of martial arts in Japan. It selects itself. Skateboarding and sports climbing, we call the urban cluster concept, as you know, are youth-focused, and we think that they will best exist in a temporary urban cluster in Tokyo's waterfront Odaiba area. In this district of Aomi will also be the triathlon, marathon swimming and beach volleyball events, all within walking distance of each other. The urban cluster could include other urban events from Olympic sports if any were added. Sports presentation will be a focus with music and entertainment. You'll remember that from the sports lab in Nanjing. So far as costs, this is a temporary venue. It is not great. Finally, there is the potential that the venue would be open to the public in between competitions. So they compete in the morning, and then the kids come in and compete on the same venues with some training and whatever. They get to utilise those venues in the afternoon and in the transition days between the different venues. And we think that's a very good opportunity for the public and particularly children to engage with us. For surfing, it's envisaged that the competition be held on natural waves. There are wave-making machines these days, but Japan has a number of opportunities and beaches that regularly hold surfing tournaments. and we've selected in the Chiba prefecture at Shidashita Point, a site there which is historically known for its surfing culture. As I say, it's hosted many surfing events over the years. I don't know if many of you have been to surf events, but the idea is we'll include a beach festival with music, initiation, sponsor showcasing, merchandising, food and beverage, and we'll have a short video on these venues, and you'll get a feel for how we're going to engage the public if you agree for surfing. If you agree, then there'll be further refinement, and the finalised venue master plan will be presented to the IOC Executive Board in December. I think, and I say as Chairman of the Coordination Commission, a lot of work's been done, and I'm confident that if this package of sports is added to the program, this will help make the Games, as we've commented earlier, one of the most innovative games in our history. So thank you, and now we'll have a video on the 5 sports.
2020年東京オリンピックは全ての野球・ソフトボール選手にとって夢の舞台になります。
2020 Olympic Games.
I'm very excited at the prospect of skateboarding being in the 2020 Olympics.
If it's gonna happen that the climbing will be in 2020 Olympics, I would love to be there.
first people to march in a parade and represent my country, going to the Olympics for surfing would be a dream come true.
So thank you very much to Tokyo 2020, to the Program Commission with Mr. Carraro and the Coordination Commission with Mr. Coates for this comprehensive report, which is complementary again to the report you have in your files and which is pretty extensive. Now the floor is open for questions. Mr. Ali.
Thank you, Mr. President. There are two things which would be interesting if they could qualify. One is the fact that in the softball and baseball, negotiations are still ongoing. What happens if these are not successful, which means that the Olympics would be deprived of a lot of top world athletes? The other thing is, they mentioned a few times about the innovation aspect. I'd like to know a little more in detail, what are these innovational aspects that they're talking about? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ali. Mr. Chang.
Thank you very much, President. I appreciate very much a lot of job done by the organizing committee and the coordination commission for this the 5 sports. And it is really great revolution for IOC in 120 years history to open the other sports, as you are all the time blamed by the sports, other sports, very conservative organization to close down door for the other sports. Now it is great job of IOC this time. My question is, other 4 sports is okay. However, my concern is the baseball. My question goes to Carraro, the chairman of the program commission, whether the baseball, for the baseball, elite baseball competitors can participate 2020 Olympic Games. Do you have any guarantee? According to our very bad experience with golf. Now, we remember when the golf coming, I was one of the against. That time they promised us Tiger Woods and elite golfers will come. Now finish. So this is my question. Do you have any guarantee for elite baseball competitors can participate in the Tokyo Olympic Games? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chang. Mr. Pound.
Thanks, Mr. President. I sense that the proposal for 2020 is A, a one-off, and B, is pretty well settled. I'd just like to say that I appreciate the difficulty of the program commission dealing with requests, but I do wish to record my disappointment that we have missed an opportunity to include a sport that is practiced in 185 or more countries around the world, both men and women, and a sport that falls very squarely within the objectives of Olympic Agenda 2020, including in particular sustainable development. I speak of squash. It is fast, it's exciting, it's got skill levels that we can barely imagine, very high fitness. It appeals to youth and actually is a life sport. And it's peculiar in racket sports in its fair play because there's no net separating the players. And so my urge would be to ask the program to reconsider for games after 2020, including squash, because I think it beats everything that we would like within the Olympic movement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pound. Prince Albert de Monaco, s'il vous plaît.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for the presentation. I think this is a really very unique package, and we all understand it's only for one edition of the Games, for the Tokyo 2020 Games. It does add a lot of athletes to the village, but we understand that it's aside from the quota, but it is a significant number, and I hope that there will be no problems at the last minute with accommodations. My only other question is for surfing, and it is a great sport, and we all appreciate watching those beautiful images. The only thing that I saw in the Program Commission report is that the format that of the event that was observed in Australia did not allow for a third place finish, so there was no bronze medal that was awarded at that competition. I hope that for Tokyo 2020, should this package be accepted by the session, that the format will allow for a gold, silver, and bronze medal presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prince Albert. Tunku Imran, please.
Yes, thank you, President. I would say I would be biased if I said that I agreed with Mr. Pound wholeheartedly about the game of squash, having been a former president of the International Federation. But that's not the question I was going to ask, President. I was going to ask that did the Program Commission and or the Executive Board and the new sports have no issues with the traditional sports of karate, baseball, and softball, but the three sports, did they see the World Championships or those sports being played at the highest levels and gauge the suitability of it being an Olympic sport, the three of them? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tunku Imran. Mr. Wu, you want or you don't want? Yeah, but then push. Okay, Mr. Wu.
Thank you, President. I think the significance of this proposal from Tokyo is because Agenda 2020, we do have this recommendation from the hosting city to nominate sport which is not on the Olympic program. And this time is the first time. I think Tokyo proposed this package. I think it is a very good representation of the sports, because not only popular in Japan, but also in the region, particularly the baseball and softball. I think also some of the sports is very, very good for the youth. I think this is a very significant proposal. So that's why I think this is certainly we should support.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wu. I do not have any more questions, so may I ask Mr. Carraro to answer the questions being put forward.
I will not repeat the name of the colleagues which put the question, but I would like to speak. First of all, concerning baseball, softball, and sports known like karate and so on. Concerning baseball, I would like to be very clear which is the situation. The only way to have the possibility to have the best athletes is that the International Federation and the professional organization stop their activity during the period of the game. Baseball International Federation achieved agreement with all professional organizations except United States one. So I tell clearly, in this moment we are not sure that in the days of the baseball competition in Tokyo, if you accept to put them, that the athletes playing in the United States can be part. I would like to remember in the same time something. First, that the other organization all accepted, and the Japanese organization made more. They took the engagement, if baseball is on the game, to stop not only during the 8th day of the tournament, but also during all the time of the Olympic Games development, let's say 17 days, as I said in my report. So the problem is very simple. We hope that the International Federation reach an agreement with the United States Professional League, as happened in basketball, in ice hockey. If not, the competition of baseball will not fulfill completely, and perhaps if we accept baseball for 2020, will be difficult for baseball be included in the future, because I remember this concern only Tokyo Olympic Games. You mentioned about golf. I would like to say that golf achieved the engagement not to have competition during the tournament period, and this happened. I think everyone can have the idea, but many of the big athletes will be present. Some of them will not be present. But I remember all us that the same happened with tennis. When we readmit tennis in Olympic Games, the first Olympic tournament, there was not the concurrence of other competition, but not all the best tennis player went. But the second time, much more, and now tennis competition in Olympics is very, very attractive. I mean, to create a tradition, you need some time. And some athletes understand suddenly the importance of the Olympic Games, some other not. I think that the excuse they took not to come, that Zika, is ridiculous. But this is my personal opinion. But in any case, the important thing is to have the engagement of the professional organization to stop. We have for baseball for all, not by United States. We will continue to work, let's hope. Concerning squash, I remember that on this point we act under request of Tokyo Organizing Committee, is not our. But this, as I said in my presentation, I understand that it's quite complicated, but next year the session will decide which will be the program for 2024, and the session is open to everything, and perhaps you will examine squash or other sport. I mean, this concern only Tokyo 2020. I would like to say that surf, as I told, there are forecasts. Let's say that the forecast is much more improving, so we hope that that everything will be okay concerning the wakes and so and so. is more or less like downhill in winter sport in alpine ski. The weather condition is not the same thing that indoor sport. Let's say this. Concerning the accommodation, I would like to say that Tokyo know very well and understood very well that these white 500 athletes are more than the 10,500 around, and they are working very well concerning the accommodation. Mr. President, I hope that I more or less responded to all the questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mr. Ali, you had already had the opportunity to ask questions. Is there?
Regarding the innovations, it's a very broad, generic term.
Okay. Then I have a follow-up question of Prince Albert, and in the meantime, if Tokyo 2020 would prepare then an answer to Mr. Ali's question about the innovation.
Yeah, this is
Prince Albert, and a follow-up question of Tunku Imran. So.
Thank you, Mr. President. No, Mr. Carraro, my dear colleague and friend, it wasn't exactly my question. My question was the format of the competition that was observed in Australia. That's in the report. It said for the medals that there was, of course, first and second, but there was no third medal, no bronze medal, because the format of the competition did not allow for a third place finish. My question was, I hope that there will be a slightly different format should surfing be in this package for Tokyo 2020, that of course that it would be compliant with all our competitions in the Olympic program, and that there will be a bronze medal winner at that competition.
This is for sure, and I think that the mistake of the past are useful to ameliorate.
There will be a bronze medal in surfing, to be very clear. And now, Mr. Carraro, we still have Tunku Imran who wanted to.
I'm sorry.
Follow up on a question.
It's not the follow-up. I just wanted you to answer my original question, which you haven't.
Huh?
I would like you to answer my original question, which you haven't answered. I said, did any of the members of the program commission and/or any members of the executive board go and see skateboarding, surfing, or climbing, at the highest level, say world championships, so that you can actually tell us in person that yes, it has the attributes of being a good Olympic sport, and it will be good on the Tokyo program.
I'm sorry. As I said in my report, since November 2015 until March, the Sport Administration and members of Program Commission followed all 5 sports in details. We had contact with the organization. We show competition. We show important competition concerning, for example, skateboarding. They have no world championship, but we have a very close cooperation between the international federation, which is recognized by the IOC, and the private organization which are using to manage best athletes and best competition. And I think that we are quite sure that the competition of all sports will be at the highest level, I say there is the problem, as I said, concerning baseball, but concerning all the others, all the best athletes, we think that they are waiting to come, and the competition are very interesting, very important for young people. I remember us that when we introduced snowboard in 2002, we had a big successful. The American television improved young spectator for the first time in the history of the winter sport, and skateboarding, for example, is much closer to snowboard naturally in summer. So we are quite sure that there are some sports quite innovative, with not a big tradition, but spectacular, interesting for young people, and the best athletes will come.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carraro. Are there other follow-up questions from the gentleman who asked questions? No. Then we go to Tokyo 2020. If you would please there answer the question about innovation which was put forward by Mr. Ali.
Yes, Mr. President. Innovation is predominantly with the three youth-focused sports. The concept with those in the urban cluster of us being able to engage with the children of Japan who can come and compete or can come and play on these areas themselves and experience the Olympic sports. The sport climbing is particularly innovative because it's a combination of the three skill sets. So innovation in those senses are that these are new, these are something that new to the Olympic movement and sports with which we engage. Hide, you want to talk a little bit about the technology side of the innovation, please, or Mr. Muto.
Okay, let me speak in Japanese.
Let me respond. Innovation as it relates to the additional sports. Let me explain our thinking about this relationship. Skateboarding appeals to the young people, sports climbing the same, surfing is also appealing to the young people. Regarding these three sports, the state-of-the-art technology that Japan is proud can be utilized. ICT-related technology can be employed. The competition information would be conveyed instantly to the hands of the spectators. That is something that we can sort of expect. Then the spectators, those people viewing the competition, will have a higher sense of excitement, and they are having the direct contact with the sports itself. So that is the direction with which we are studying what is possible with respect to innovation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muto. Thank you very much to all of you for having answered there now all the questions. So we can move forward to the vote concerning the proposal of Tokyo 2020, which has been endorsed there by the two commissions as well as by the IOC Executive Board. So the question is, do you accept to include the following package of 5 sports in the sports program of the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020? Who is in favor of this proposal, please raise your hands. Thank you. Against? None. Abstentions? No abstentions, and this proposal is unanimously approved. Congratulations, Tokyo 2020. Congratulations to the Program Commission and to the Coordination Commission. I think this is really a milestone in the innovation of the Olympic program, which we then can experience in 4 years from now in Tokyo 2020. I think we have the 5 presidents of the international federations here with us, or representatives. May I invite them together with Mr. Mori and Mr. Carraro and Mr. Coates for a photo here on the stage, but only if it's going fast. If not, it's a missed opportunity for you, ladies and gentlemen. So you don't want? Okay. You want to have a photo or no? Then yeah. Where is Mr. Carraro? Okay.
Laquelle?
And now I propose that we move on to 5.2 of the agenda. This is the report of the York Tripartite Working Group. And here I would invite our colleague Professor Erdoner to make the presentation.
Mr. President, dear friends, I would like to inform you about the Youth Olympic Games Tripartite Working Group recommendations very briefly. My presentation will be under 5 headlines.
それでは下でお祝いの懸垂幕を上げるので、もしカメラの方、下降りられるようでしたら、ちょっと降りていただけますでしょうか。正面玄関、1階の正面玄関の壁面の懸垂幕を、懸垂しますので、上げます。アップしますので、うちの職員が。
ちらからまずインタビューが